in their packet, Jesse.
Yes.
Yeah, if you'll put it up. I'll try to give you just the quick version of what happened. As you all know, Katie returned a reimbursement request. It was all construction related. It was originally $59,000. It was last year because of Davis-Bacon issues. Excuse me. When we found out that we had all these non-compliant invoices and contracts, we did not resubmit them at all. So at this point, we do not have, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked at your list, and we don't have any of the non-compliant contracts in for reimbursement at this time. And Margaret, who is Keller's AIS and Davis-Bacon compliance person, has been working with us to go back and see if we can do everything that IDEQ requires in order to get these reimbursed. And our instruction to her was, you know, we're going to be totally transparent with them. So she sent them a couple different emails asking for their help, so we completely understood what had to be done to get this done. Well, unfortunately, as you can see from the letter, instead of getting assistance, we got a violation notice and they suspended all of our reimbursements. Right now, we don't have any in, but Jesse has $65,000 worth of them that we need to submit right away. So this really can be a devastating cash flow thing, because we can't float a couple $65,000 reimbursement requests. I wrote a letter today that I intend to email to DEQ tomorrow. Basically, it's just saying, I'm sorry, we apologize, we totally misunderstood the process for Bacon Davis and AIS. We had no idea it was different for non-engineering and legal fees. We were handling it the same. Given that, I told her at this point in time, we have none. We're requesting no funds for these. We will not request any funds for the non-compliant contract until such time as we can meet all 6 of the requirements that they outlined for us. So, and the third one is, we'll never do this again. Everything's gonna go through Kyle and Margaret. So hopefully, we should be in a position, given that, to have them take us out of suspension and violation so that we can start getting our reimbursements. I will email the letter first thing tomorrow, and we'll have to see what happens.
That's really something, because when you ask them for help, they come at us with a suspension. And this is not government money that we're dealing with. It's the people of Bayview's money. And I don't know. I mean,
It's discouraging.
it is. I mean,
It's discouraging.
it involves the money being spent that the people approved of the bond.
Colleen, can I just add one comment in there?
You bet.
Sure. I think the thing that kind of threw us for a loop is when we did approach DEQ and Katie, she actually outlined the steps with us, and it was very clear that this is an opportunity to get those reimbursed. So I think the confusing thing for us was it it was our understanding from the get-go that everyone was on the same page. And we've been working on getting most of this resolved, and we were probably, I don't know, 70% of the way through, and we had a really good plan in place. And then DEQ just drops kind of this response letter to us, and I think they just kind of overreacted and just kind of given us a slap on the wrist. And hopefully Colleen's letter will resolve that. If it doesn't, or if they don't respond to that, very happy to set up a quick call with them so we can chat through this so they fully understand the ramifications.
Right, I agree, and the other thing I didn't mention is the first thing I did was call Fonda when I saw it was a notice of violation, to make sure that when I responded, I was aware of everything that was involved on the violation side. So she agreed with the approach and feels that as long as we've withdrawn, not resubmitted any of this, and we're not going to until we have everything they need, that there's no reason we shouldn't be reinstated. So, yeah, Kyle, I agree with you, and I think if it gets to that, we'll have to have Fonda online.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would it benefit the district at all in your letter that you're writing to DEQ to say, we pulled these requests, but maybe we haven't done it in a formal manner, and so let this also stand as our formal
Notice.
that we are pulling, and then cite all the previously ones, as previously submitted as request number 4, and issued a new request with these amounts, and just really clearly outline it, that we are formally pulling
Notifying
back
you
our
that,
reimbursement
yeah, and
requests.
I kind of did that.
Okay.
I don't think we want to go into that much detail
Okay.
with her, but I did say no active outlay reports for reimbursement of the non-compliant contracts have been submitted to IDEQ. When the outlay report that we had submitted to IDEQ for the subject non-compliant contracts was returned to us by Katie Baker Facile, the district never resubmitted the non-compliant contracts for further reimbursement. Consequently, no SRF loan funds are currently being requested for the subject contracts. Not only did we cease to submit the contracts for reimbursement, we engaged our engineering firms, Davis Bacon AIS compliance person, Margaret Cole, with Keller Associates. We asked Margaret to act on the district's behalf to totally comply with IDEQ requirements and be completely transparent in an effort to resolve the non-compliant contract issues we had inadvertently created.
It sounds very well written, good job, Colin.
Yeah, and I think it's very
If you
specific.
Need
so-
any?
Good job.
Yeah, if you need any information or specifics from me, I will be in the office tomorrow. So
Okay, great.
I have one, Colleen, I have one question on that.
Yeah,
One of the requirements for the Davis Bacon funding is to interview the actual people who are working on the job and see that they're being paid, whatever we certify it. So is the engineering firm gonna be on the ground interviewing the workers?
Margaret has already done that, and it's kind of interesting because I looked back on all of the emails when this first started, and in one of Katie's, you can check it, one of that, I think it was her reply after we had that initial meeting, she had on the Davis Bacon that we do not require the interviews. I looked it up, but this Boise thing says they do, and Margaret has done that.
The Coeur d'Alene office has waived them in the past. I worked on one job where we did them for the first month of the contract, and then they said, okay, you don't have to do them anymore.
But Boise, they said they're gonna
Yep.
require them, and I know there was